Basically, what I'm doing is I'm a pastor.
Okay.
With a ministry, and so we're doing the whole. We're separating as far as off of the actual corporation in the United States.
What kind of show is this anyway?
It's about what happens when private belief meets public law.
How we doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
So I'm help you.
I'm Deputy Gunn with the Sheriff's Office. I'm interested in your license plate. What's going on with that?
Oh, okay. It's part of the DOT.
Okay.
Basically, what I'm doing is I'm a pastor.
Okay.
With a ministry, and so we're doing the whole. We're separating as far as off of the actual corporation in the United States. And so we're kind of separating that way. So it's out of the jurisdiction, but we just travel in peace.
Okay. I'm not familiar. I haven't heard of that before.
Well, a lot haven't, because they don't really train up on it, because you guys just serve the public and as a corporation. But yeah, we're just traveling peace. So we're not an actual commercial motor vehicle. It's a private entity.
Okay.
So and that's why it's the right to travel. It's not the whole big citizen thing like that. We're actually non-citizens because we're actually a foreign entity. And so that's why we register with the DOT. So we just let them know, okay, we're just traveling in a private vehicle. It's actually not a motor vehicle, but actual private auto.
Okay. Do you have a driver's license on you?
I don't, because we're turning that in, and because we're separating from that corporate tie. So it's not part of that whole theft protection thing that the motor vehicle department stands for. And we're not traveling in commercial.
Okay. Do you have any sort of identification on you?
I don't have my passport. I do have a license that I haven't turned in yet.
Okay.
But I'm not obligated to give that identification, but I work peacefully. So I'm not a rebellion. I know this is new to you. I'm trying to get to work. I'm obeying all the things and stuff like that, but I have to get to work.
Okay.
I'd love to chat with you and get together and inform you some more, so you know more about it.
My point and concern is that I can't prove what you're saying. So first of all, like I said, I'm not familiar with what you're referring to.
Sure.
So in order for me to confirm what you're saying, I'd like to have some sort of identity from you.
Maybe a supervisor would understand about it as far as that, because it is under UCC code.
I want to talk to the manager.
Okay.
Hey, officer.
Tell you, I'm just stepping. I can barely hear you with the window just partially open, and in traffic, I can barely hear what's going on.
He's been cooperative so far. We got no issues, but he's not going to identify himself. So
okay.
I'm trying to figure out.
Well, I can verbally say I'm George.
Okay, so there's probably about 1 million Georges, right?
You're real smart, aren't you, George?
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to know exactly who you are. Just saying your name George doesn't identify who you are. We have to be able to positively identify you as your specific identity. Because going by George, like I said, there's 1 million of Georges, okay? We just need a way to positively ID you as your individual self, okay? Do you have anything with your full name or any kind of documentation?
Well, I do, but I don't want to step in under the jurisdiction of the corporation. I was explaining to him.
Okay.
Because I'm just acting as a free human. I'm traveling, going to work, doing that.
So we understand that. So you're in the state of Florida, correct? Right now, we're in the state of Florida, inside the continental U.S. Okay, you agree with that? So in the state of Florida and the continental U.S., to operate a motor vehicle on public roadway, you have to have a valid driver's license. During a traffic stop, you have to identify yourself to law enforcement. Okay.
Yeah, and my only statement is that I'm not actually operating a motor vehicle.
I'm
driving a private auto.
It is a motor vehicle. It is a vehicle with 4 wheels and a motor, and it is propelled on the roadway by not your feet. It is a motorized vehicle. Okay.
But by definition, in the UCC codes, even it's a private automobile.
It's not. Okay, you're going by stuff that is written 100 years ago and has changed and updated since the time what you're trying to quote us by. Okay.
No, it really isn't.
Okay.
It's a UCC code. And that's what they're going.
So who's talking about?
No, the tag's not legit. It's a paper tag that's not for hire, not for hire.
It's not for hire. It's a private automobile, and it's registered with the DOT.
Yeah.
It's registered with the DOT.
Okay. Well, he's going to run the bin. We're going to try and figure out what's going on.
Explain it to you. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I've never seen that tag before, and you're not identifying yourself so that I can prove. What's that one? I'm sorry.
If I give you my name, what's that going to prove to you?
that you have a valid driver's license, first of all, and that you're operating under this U.S. code that you're referring to.
Yeah, the U.S. code. But
So I understand that I understand what you're saying, but I'm not familiar with it, and you saying that essentially that's my job. I get that, but I don't know the code. So if you could provide that so that I can prove that, because right now the public operates under. You have to have a valid license.
perhaps the supervisor may know the UCC code. That the numbers offhand. But I'm just trying to.
Okay, like I said, that's why I just asked if you had an ID, so we can actually figure out who you are. If you can ID yourself to us, then no. If
am I being detained?
if you are currently detained on a traffic stop, ID yourself, you can get out of here a lot quicker. The longer you prolong this, the longer you're going to sit here, the longer you're going to be late for work. Okay.
Well,
So that's all we need is we need to be able to identify who you are. Okay. Do you have a picture of an ID or anything?
there's me baptizing my wife.
Okay, that's not an ID.
If you make me angry, I'll do mean things to you, George.
No, I got him.
You got him?
It's George. He just the registration's expired on this. He has a valid driver's license, but he's refusing to identify himself.
Yeah, because when it expired, I've learned about the private automobile. And I'm doing
Write in his ticket for expired license registration and be done.
I'm doing a little trust thing, and so we're just trying to transfer it into that and be peaceful.
Quick fact check because this matters. George appears to have a valid driver's license, but the registration is still expired. So instead of renewing it and displaying the plate, he covered it with that DOT sovereign citizen nonsense.
You know, I know it's different because you're traffic, but I'm not committing any crime against my fellow.
You are. You're creating a motor violation.
Crime.
It is a motor
As a
violation.
human being.
A crime. We have crimes. I can arrest people for criminal citations as far as traffic violations. There are criminal citations. Okay.
I have not committed a crime against my fellow man.
Okay. We're not saying you committed a crime against your fellow man. Okay. A crime against a fellow man is going to be theft, rape, murder, stuff like that. We are traffic enforcement, so we enforce traffic laws.
Right. And when
You are violating a current traffic law.
But if you ask your supervisor,
You are violating a current traffic law.
So Giovanni Richard gave him a warning in September for expired tag. His tag expired in May.
So it's time for a ticket today.
And so if you want to give a ticket, then you can give a ticket.
He said he's no crime against his fellow man. I was like, well, no, this is a crime against traffic violations because you're violating.
It's a violation, but that's if I'm operating a motor vehicle commercially. You know?
Let's have a discussion because now I'm curious.
Yeah.
You hold a valid driver's license.
Yes, and I'm turning that in right now with the plate.
Yes.
So that's what I'm in the process of doing. Is to severing that and to do that.
Okay, but all this charade of.
Well, it's not really, because what I'm doing is, as a human being, I'm deciding, okay, I'm just going to operate privately. I'm not going to hurt anybody. I know those are stunt licenses.
But here's the thing.
Oh.
If I give you a ticket, first of all, you're still refusing to identify yourself. I found your identity, even though that's not right. But I'm saying you're by law required to identify yourself. You could be arrested for that. Let me just go through what's going on here, okay?
I mean, I've got it. I told you I've got it with me.
Then why wouldn't you provide it?
That's why I'm concerned.
No, I was just because I wanted to explain it to him as the whole freedom thing. Because what happens is
Okay, so you're saying I'm going to pause you for a second. You're saying you said you're trying to operate freely, this, that, blah, blah. Why are you carrying a valid driver's license?
because I haven't finished the whole process yet. I'm learning about it and I'm transferring it. It's like
okay. So you're new to the whole system, so you really don't have 100% idea what you're trying to explain.
Yeah, no, actually, I've been studying for a while now.
So you're carrying a valid driver's license, so that means that you have agreed at some point in your life that you're going to follow Florida law.
Unknowingly, because I didn't realize.
Well, so that's where we're at.
But I'm not. But I'm old though.
But I'm not acting commercially right now.
Nobody said you're acting commercially.
But that's what. If you look at it, your whole traffic code, it's all commercial.
No, it's not.
It's a uniform commercial code.
It's not.
The United States
insurance for the vehicle.
I'm sorry.
You have insurance for the vehicle.
Yeah, it's super progressive.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I could call them and get a thing again because again,
you don't carry that with
I
you.
was sending that all in. No.
So here's my concern here. Yeah. Okay. So we still have not resolved the situation where you were warned last September for your expired tag. It's still expired. You've now put fraudulent paper license plate on.
Well, no, it really isn't.
It is fraudulent. It doesn't populate into any database. That means it is fraudulent.
No, it just means it's not registered commercially.
No, it means it is fraudulent. If it does not populate to your motor vehicle or a motor vehicle, it is a fraudulent plate. which is a felony in the state of Florida.
No, I'm merely showing that it's been registered with a DOT.
It has not been. It has not been. Our system is connected straight to them. Okay.
You have a different license plate attached
Well,
to this vehicle.
the FMST.
Okay. Yeah. So now you keep changing because earlier you're saying FDOT. FDOT is Florida Department. We're connected straight to the system.
I'm not hurting anybody. I'm just traveling, and I'm trying to get.
Because my concern is he's already been stopped for this once.
Well,
And now he's put in front.
And since
You can hit him for the felony
and
and be done with it.
That's why I'm actually started the process, because since then I'm like, okay, I shouldn't re-register it. I need to go through this process. So that's what it is. I'm in the process of.
He was over on 41. You want to see if he can kick over here?
Yeah, because I don't think that. So I don't think a ticket is going to resolve this matter. You know what I mean? Like his tax.
It's not a rebellious. I'm not rebellious. Spirit, like I said.
What happens if you? Let's give this example. While he's making a phone call, what happens if you hit somebody out here in the roadway? What's the process then?
Well, I still purchase some insurance to help offset that, but then we actually have a bond. Everybody has a bond tied to their Social Security. And so you can actually access that and set up a bond to then take care of anything. So anything that I'm liable for, if I've committed any damage to anybody, then I become liable for it and take care of it. And so I either do it through my own personal or do it through the bond that's attached.
Do you have anything that I can Google or any paperwork for me that I can look at? Because the problem is we're not going to come to a resolution if we give him a ticket and he drives off. He still can't drive off because he doesn't have a valid registration for the vehicle.
But no, because then you're detaining and then you're kidnapped.
No, it's not kidnapping.
Because I'm a private individual and I'm not falling under the jurisdiction.
I'm asking him to provide that. So right now I'm just having a conversation with him while you look for that, okay?
Yeah.
Because as far as we're concerned, the law is that you cannot, number one, have a tinted license plate cover over your license plate. And then two, once I get you stopped and I can verify the license plate, I can't verify it. So you have two violations for the traffic stop, okay?
So I'm going to be very kind of sarcastic. So you live in Kings Point, which is a gated neighborhood, correct?
I actually don't live in Kings Point.
Okay, why do you have Kings Point?
Because I do stuff. I go and help people all the time, help elderly.
Okay, so then I need to go to Kings Point and let them know that you're not welcome in there because you have to be able to ID yourself when you go into Kings Point. Do you provide ID to the security guards at Kings Point?
No, because somebody always calls me in and they say.
Okay, but you still have to ID yourself when you enter these gated
I
neighborhoods.
say yes, I'm Pastor George.
Oh, George.
Anybody can travel. It's honestly, again, it's a free, like you as a flesh and blood, you should be able to travel and walk and ride anywhere you want privately.
Okay.
You shouldn't be inhibited. If you're inhibited, then you're a slave.
Okay.
And you're not free to do those things.
So what point in your life did you decide to convert to this belief?
Well, it's not converting to a belief. It's just I've learned about it. I've been since 2001. I've been, saved and born again. So I actually serve God. I serve people. I serve the elderly. I pray for folks.
Okay.
I do no
harm
to my
being saved and praying and all that stuff, that is a religious belief. That is not a freedom on the roadway.
I've extended that so that I've learned about the actual UCC codes.
Okay.
Enough to see that, wait a second, we are privately and we can operate privately ourselves.
Yeah, we've been here before. What we're seeing isn't just religion. It's a branch of the sovereign citizen movement that wraps itself up in religion and then mixes it with financial myths. Claims about insurance tied to a birth certificate, secret strawman accounts, trusts that supposedly replace real coverage are common in these groups, and none of them exist in law. There is no trust, no bond, and no insurance created by a birth record. And somebody calling something a trust does not make it so.
We can walk and do those things.
You can walk wherever you want. A motor vehicle is a right and privilege. It is not your freedom.
If you do, well, it actually is. If you're not under the corporation.
No, so the motor vehicle traveling on public roadways is not a freedom. It is a right. It is something that is allowed and provided to you as long as you follow the laws and the guidelines that are provided.
What you just said is actually perfect. You're absolutely right. It is a right once you're a part of the corporation.
It is a right. So it is a right. So if you follow the rules and guidelines that give you the right to operate your motor vehicle, then yeah, you can operate a motor vehicle on a roadway. Part of that is involved in the state of Florida specifically is one, you have to have a valid driver's license. 2, you have to have registration for a vehicle, and 3, you have to have insurance for that vehicle. So far, you do not have registration for this vehicle. You have not provided insurance for the vehicle, and you will not provide your ID. You made us take the long way around to figure out who you actually are. Okay? So
I told you honestly who I was.
you told us your name was George, and I told you there's probably 1 million Georges in the state of Florida.
Shame on you, George.
That does not ID you. That is not your physical,
like I said,
personal ID.
Everything you just said is absolutely true if you're under the corporation of the United States.
Do you live in the United States?
What I'm choosing.
Are you residing in the United States?
No, I'm not residing there.
Okay. Are you traveling in the United
I
States?
reside here in the spirit.
Okay. Are you traveling in the United States?
I'm not traveling. By
You just told us
definition,
you were traveling.
Not of the UCC code.
You just told us you were traveling.
I'm actually.
Hey, well, we're not UCC. This is Florida. We follow Florida code, okay?
Well, Florida
States,
is under the
states.
commercial code.
So, okay, you have your levels of government if you want to go all through your governments. You have your federal government. You have your state and local governments. State and local governments are what you have to follow. State and local can trump over top of your federal governments.
If you're part of that corporation.
Okay, so you just said you agreed with it. Now you don't agree with it.
No, I agree that that's true if you're stepping into that corporation.
Okay, you're in the state of Florida. So the state of Florida requires you to have that stuff, and you don't want to provide that stuff.
As a person identified as a commercial unit of the corporation, but I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I'm now trying to say, okay, I'm functioning as a flesh and blood.
So I'm just going to give you a tidbit of information. Okay, you can take it however you want. So that piece of paper that you have that has a private property number on there, that is what we call it. The state of Florida considers that a fraudulent tag or counterfeit tag, which is a felony in the state of Florida and is an arrestable offense, okay? Because it is not proper registration. It is a falsified document to say you have the registration for a vehicle, okay?
Yeah, I'm not saying I.
And then having multiple copies of it is the felony alone, okay? So in the state of Florida, having a piece of paper with random numbers printed on it that do not register back to a vehicle is classified as a felony, okay? This is not a commercial vehicle. This is a personal vehicle. It is owned underneath you and you alone. It is not underneath a corporation or a company.
Well, actually,
Yeah.
actually, when you do the registration, you're handing that ownership.
It's a passenger vehicle. Literally, this car is classified as a passenger vehicle. It is not a commercial vehicle, okay?
And after nearly 20 minutes alongside the road, here's what we've got so far. George has a driver's license, but refuses to identify himself. Vehicle registration expired. The real Florida plate covered with that self-made DOT tag. And he claimed insurance through a birth certificate and a trust that does not exist. And he refuses to cooperate with the officers, so that's where belief meets enforcement.
All right, George, will you do us a favor? Will you step out and have a chit-chat?
Can't I discuss right here?
No, we're going to get out of the car, okay, George? Okay, come on.
No, you're not supposed to detain me.
Come on, George. Don't make it. You don't have to make it harder than it is. Let's just come on out, okay?
Sir, step out of the car, please.
Now you're being detained for refusing to identify yourself. Okay, that's a
I
misdemeanor.
just showed him right there.
Okay, but we asked you several times, you did not give it to him. Now you've committed a felony, like my partner explained to you, by putting a fake license plate on your vehicle.
It's not fake.
Hello, Dad. I'm in jail.
Hey, if you appreciated this video, make sure you tap the emotional support buttons for YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. It helps the channel for free and reassures the algorithm that reality hasn't been replaced by paperwork. And a huge thank you to every one of our channel members, keeping the research solid, the lights on, and the coffee strong. I really do appreciate you. This wasn't about lacking credentials. It was about refusing responsibility. A belief system that promises freedom from obligation doesn't survive contact with public roads. Registration requires renewal, and sovereignty doesn't come with a paper plate. This is where belief meets reality. Till next time, I'll see you soon.